Hello, Gemini, divine feminines. Whether you're a lady or a gentleman, it doesn't matter. It's about energy here. It's not gendered. So this is a reading looking at the energies for the divine masculine counterpart for the Gemini divine feminines. I've already shuffled and laid out the cards to save on recording and uploading time. And looking at the cards overall, at the spread, tuning into the cards, the first impression or energy I get from the spread is of a challenging time for the divine masculine, but also a lot of youthful energy here. I've got 2 pages and 1 knight, so there's still a very young, youthful, even immature energy that hasn't grown into the king energy. And there is an element of challenge, even heartbreak, which I feel is going on in this connection for the divine masculine, but I feel also for the divine feminine. So those of you who this resonates with, you will know from the first couple of minutes whether this is for you or not, because I don't think this applies to everybody. And I remember the reading that I did for January was actually equally challenging for Gemini. So there is almost a continuation of that, but less. There's a less of a. I think the previous reading was even more challenging. There's kind of a level of a glimmer of hope in this one, or a level of kind of more positivity, let's say. So the first card is about the energy of the divine masculine, your divine masculine counterpart at this time going into the month of February. It's the 3 of Swords, so there is pain here, there is heartbreak that the divine masculine is dealing with, difficult, challenging situation. It could well have to do with a 3-party situation, because I've got the 3 here and then the 3 of Cups here. So this could be possibly around a 3-party situation for some of you. And someone is very heartbroken about this situation, whether they are the ones who are, whether it's them who have the 2 people, or whether it is you who has the 2 people, the 2 love interests. But there is definitely some pain here and heartbreak about something. The way he views you, the way he views the divine feminine, he sees you as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, who's very clear thinking, very perceptive, very, can be unemotional. She can be very rational, very blunt, very clear, says it like it is, and she can set emotions to one side when she needs to. And it feels very much the case in this situation, in this reading, that the Divine Feminine is being very rational here. And I said earlier perceptive, so I'm possibly having the feeling that it's almost like she found out about something. She found out about third party situation, which led to, which she was very unemotional about, not in the sense that she didn't feel the pain or the hurt. That's not true, because she's right next to the Three of Swords. So, but she felt the hurt and the pain to an extent that she became unemotional about the situation, that almost set her emotions to one side and brought her sword out and almost with that sword tried to cut the cord, or to cut something loose. That's how it feels to me in this reading. So possibly for some of you, you found out about a third-party situation. Please let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. And, you know, a decision was made to cut somebody out, which led to a heartbreaking situation, to a painful situation for you, but also for the Divine Masculine. Also for the Divine Masculine, because this is in the position of his energy primarily. How he views the relationship, how he views the connection, he views it as the Three of Cups. So despite what's happened, whether it's a three-party situation, whether there's a betrayal here, whether there's what happened, for the Divine Masculine, this connection brings him a lot of joy. He likes being with you. He enjoys being in this connection, or having this connection, or being in this relationship. But possibly something went wrong, and the Divine Feminine here brought her sword out. It's almost in a judgment position here, like she's being the judge about something, which led to this heartbreak for the Divine Masculine. His obstacle is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a young energy, just like the Page of Cups here. You know, it's a youthful, immature energy. You know, it's a very childlike energy. The pages are at the start of their journey. They're at the start of their learning process. You know, they will make mistakes. They will get up, they will fall again, they will get up again. Trial and error as they go through life. and through experiences, and then learning from those experiences to grow into, you know, the wands and then into the kings. But here I have 2 pages in this spread, the page of wands and the page of cups. So the divine masculine in this case feels like a very young energy, still immature, while the divine feminine, she's the queen, and not any queen. She's the Queen of Swords. She's strong, she's capable, she's independent, and it's almost she's saying here, I don't have to put up with this bullshit, you know, from this immature energy here. Whatever happened seems to have, I want to say, angered the divine feminine here. You know, she's this kind of really strong, independent, clever queen. And the divine masculine here is this innocent, childlike, immature page who's almost like starting off on his journey. So he's no match to this queen. And it's almost like she's saying, I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to put up with this. Yeah. And you decided to cut something loose. And if we look at the cards, she's facing this 3 of Cups with her sword. It's like she's, you know, looking at this coming together, at this celebration, at this party, and bringing the sword here. You know, she's as if she's passing judgment on this. You know, she's been very stern, looking at this. And that's why I get the sense that usually it's the divine masculine that may leave the connection or leave the relationship or just disappear and, you know, maybe reappear after a few months or a few years or, you know. But in this case, I feel it's you. I feel it's the divine feminine here who took a stance and said enough is enough. So the obstacle here for the divine masculine is his young energy, is him not almost having this you know, they're very enthusiastic about starting something, very energetic, very passionate about starting something new, but with there's a level of naivety here with the pages because they don't really appreciate the effort and the challenges it takes. As you start something new, they think it's going to be a walk, you know, a breeze, basically, a walk in the park. So there's a level of naivety here on the part of this divine masculine. And maybe it is this naivety somehow that led to him doing something or saying something that led to this, to the Queen of Swords issuing a judgment on this connection and led to heartbreak. of this divine masculine who is a very sensitive soul. You know, we've got the Page of Cups. You know, it's the most sensitive of the pages. He's sensitive, he's innocent, and he's got this Queen of Swords right on top of the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups position here is in what the divine masculine wants to tell you, wants you to know, and it is the Page of Cups. He's coming with a message of love here. It's childlike and almost, it's innocent. It's childlike. It's you know, he's not the King of Cups. Let's put it this way. He's not the King of Cups. You know, who can meet the standards of the Queen of Swords. He's only still a young page. Who is offering his love and almost offering an apology as well to this Queen of Swords. You know, in this very sort of innocent and yeah, I think there's a lot of innocence here and naivety. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I made this mistake, but I really love you. Please forgive me. That kind of energy. Sorry, just excuse me for 1 minute. I need to get the charger for my computer. It's about to run out. Well, thank you for bearing with me. These things do happen. Okay, so yeah, so there's definitely a mismatch here between the mature queen-like energy of the divine feminine and the innocent, youthful, childlike, immature energy of the divine feminine in the spread. Yeah. The next card is the Ace of Cups, and this is in the position of guidance for the divine feminine. The guidance for you in this situation and in relation to what's happening with the divine masculine. It is very clear here that the divine feminine, there's a level of unhappiness with she's unhappy with the divine masculine here. That's the energy I pick up on. But the advice is saying, don't close your heart to love. You know, let your heart open up and be filled with love, with emotion. Do not cut your emotions out. Do not be too cold, too unemotional too rational. Despite the pain that what happened caused you, open your heart to love, to this overflow of emotion. Let your emotions flow. Whatever you're feeling, this could also mean that whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling hurt and in pain, don't suppress it and hide it under that stern facade. Let your emotions out. Let them overflow. Because that's the only way to heal. The Ace of Cups is right next to the Page of Cups. And look at this, both extending a cup of love with the hand here and the Page of Cups offering this cup of love as well. And we've got these people here holding the Three of Cups. So there is love here. There is love here from the divine masculine, despite whatever happened. It may not be the kind of love, the kind of mature love that the divine feminine is hoping for, given that she's the queen. She's much more mature energetically than the divine feminine. There is still love here. There is still good intention. It almost feels like the divine feminine made a mistake, like a silly mistake, because of his naivety, because of his immaturity. And he seems to regret it, really, by, saying, I love you, please forgive me. And I pulled a card from Sonia Choquette's Ask Your Guides. The card is called Survival. Healer Guides, which I'm going to read for you. Page 19. So the card says, your healer guides surround you and lovingly embrace your momentarily injured spirit. So this says to me that, as I said earlier, the divine feminine is in pain, even though she's hiding it under a very stern and cool and collected type of facade, an emotional facade. They want you to recognize that all attacks, betrayals, or injuries you've suffered, whether they were through the unconscious behavior of others or through your own misunderstanding or poor choices, have left you psychically wounded and fragile. It's no wonder your guard is up. It's difficult to trust even yourself at this time, but you must. And the only way to do so is to stop blaming yourself or others for what has occurred and forgive all the way round. Learn from your experiences and strengthen your boundaries and judgment. All human beings make grave and sometimes terrible mistakes. It's not your fault that you feel violated. It's a lesson to learn from. Nor is it weak to acknowledge that you've been hurt. The Queen of Swords here, she's showing her strength. She's putting her emotions to the side. She's being rational, but you need to open your heart. You need to soften your heart, acknowledge those emotions that are within you. Nor is it weak to acknowledge that you've been hurt. Denial may serve you in the midst of crisis, but it only handicaps you if you stay mired in it. Admit to your injuries and disappointments and allow the nurturing forces of your healer guides to step in now. The nurturing forces, the nurturing emotions. They're able to soothe your soul and reweave your aura with their loving light and nurturing forces. Trust their influence by dropping your defenses and acknowledging your wounds. They urge you to seek support from capable, caring professionals who can help you learn from these disturbing experiences and show you how to prevent them from occurring again. Their message: the danger has passed, you are safe. It is time now to heal and learn from your experience. Wow. I think that says it all, absolutely says it all, Divine Feminine. Whatever's happened has caused a lot of hurt. Because of the immaturity and naivety of the energy around you from the Divine Feminine Masculine. And the cards are saying it's time to heal. It's time to heal. It's time to face your pain, because here the Divine Masculine is not facing the Three of Swords. She's not facing it, and it needs to be this way. Because when we face our pain, then we can start the process of healing. I pulled 2 cards for the likely outcome. I'm not really sure they're very relevant here, because the key message seems to be about the healing for the Divine Feminine here. I feel that's really the key message of this reading, is for you to open your heart, to face, look at your wounds and start the healing process by acknowledging what you're feeling. And allowing your guard and your boundaries, your barriers to come down, and to learn from whatever's happened. But I'll just mention them here. They're the Knight of Wands and the Devil. The Knight of Wands is an adventurous spirit. He's an explorer. He's passionate. He just wants to take off and explore the world. He's free. He's ambitious. And it's like somebody is breaking free from some negativity here, from a situation that has kept them stuck, tied in with these chains. But they regain their passion and their energy and break free and go in a different direction. And I feel, because the reading seems to be really more centered on you here, though it's for the Divine Masculine, I feel that it's saying you will be able to break those chains. This addiction to the pain, to what happened, that may be going round and round in your head, in your mental energy, in your emotional energy, all that stuck energy that is not moving at the moment because you're holding things in, and you're being sort of put the emotion to the side, and we have this kind of stern, unemotional exterior. All that, once you go through the process of healing, all that is going to go away. You're going to move away from that. You're going to regain your passion for life, your zest for life, your energy. And you'll go in a new direction. You'll go and explore a new direction. You'll start on a new journey. And that is whether with somebody new or with this divine masculine who is still very young as an energy, but who may mature, who may also learn from these mistakes just as much as you. Because there is love here. As I said, it's not mature love. With the Three of Cups, it's kind of celebration and fun and socializing, and it's not the Two of Cups. It's not the Ace of Cup, but still we have the Ace of Cup here in the reading, even though it is in a position that's related to you. It's still in the reading, and it still says there is love here. But maybe for some time, sometimes we have to let go and part ways so that we can learn and grow. And maybe this is what the divine masculine needs. Maybe he needs to just go off, make some more mistakes, grow and learn before you could reconnect again. But this is also about learning from you. It's about healing, but also about learning for you. You've learned from whatever's happened. It's also for your growth, even though you're the Queen of Swords here. But we always learn. There's no end to learning and growing. So whatever's happened is also will serve you and will serve your growth. But there's a strong message here about healing and about breaking free from this toxic, stuck energy, from this pain, and from being chained to, stuck in that vicious circle of the pain, of the thoughts, of what happened, of the regret, etc., etc. So I hope this has been helpful for you. But before I finish, I just want to pull a card from Whispers of Love, which is a message from the divine masculine here, more their 5D self than their 3D self. What message do they have for the divine feminine here? What message do they have for the divine feminine here? Oops, I pulled up two cards. Oh, well, two. One, the first one says, be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true, pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Oh my goodness. What can I say? Just what I was saying. You don't need to be this. You can let your barriers down. You can soften. You can reconnect with your pain, with how you truly feel. Let it out. Look at it. Explore it. Heal it. Be authentic to who you are and how you feel. And I'm just looking at this lady here who's it's like she's coming out of the water, water, the cups, emotions. Let the emotions flow like the water, unhindered. Just let them flow. Let them flow. Don't keep it in. Don't resist the resistance here does not help. Suppressing your emotions does not help. Ignoring them does not help. Be authentic to who you are. That's the first one. The second card, speak the language of love. Speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Again, you don't need to be this stern, unemotional Queen of Swords, who is very much in this reading, very much in her head, cut off from her emotions, cut off from the heart, cut off from feelings of love. So speak the language of love, loving words, loving emotions, because this is not just about the power to change someone's life, but it's also about the power of changing your own by being loving and loving to yourself here. It's about being loving, kind, compassionate to yourself by being authentic, by facing up to your pain and allowing your feelings to come out. This is really, really beautiful, and I found it really powerful. I wish you all the very best, Gemini. All the very best. Blessings to you and on your journey, of healing and growing. Thank you for listening to this, and thank you for taking the time. And I'll reconnect with you next time. Bye.